Right then, my friends, I think it's time that I caught the train. There it is. Right, oh yeah, before I do the proper video introduction, check out Sort of Interesting Trains. I really do have a model railway channel. No, honestly, I really do have a model railway channel. And well, look at that latest video. Model railway on a narrowboat roof. Oh, Sort of Interesting Trains. Links in the description. Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from sortofinteresting.com, and today you are joining me on board good old narrowboat Abel's Ark. And firstly, before we go any further, what an amazing day it is yet again. I can't believe we have had just weeks of this gorgeous weather since I bought Abel's Ark. And well, I'm already on the camera, I feel that I look red in the face because it's absolutely roasting here. And again, I'm in this weird sort of lighting situation where it's so bright in the background, it's almost impossible to not look like I am disappearing into the shadows. Right, I'm going to interrupt myself right at the beginning of this video and just say very briefly that this is the last of the sort of settling in videos of this early stage of videos since I bought Abel's Ark have all really been about setting up the home. So next week I will be back out on the canal cruising, so I think next week we may have a proper tour of the boat's interior after decorating and now that it's finished and far more homely than it was when I first bought Abel's Ark. And then after that, we'll have some real proper cruising footage and actual proper boating footage. So just for those who've been asking when I'm getting back out on the canal and when the proper boating videos are beginning, very soon is the answer. Right, on to the video. Anyway, moving swiftly on, in this video I would like to talk about taking Abel's Ark from being simply my new boat and her steadily becoming my new home. And that's not quite as sort of lovey-dovey and romantic an idea as it may sound, as a lot of what I want to talk about is the smallest touches that make day-to-day life a lot easier. And I think particularly if you're moving onto a boat or somewhere that's very small and very limited space, it is the smallest things that enhance your day-to-day life if you're living in a full-time home with limited room. So the perfect example of one of the simplest things that is already having a very minor but daily, well not daily, but a very regular impact on making things just slightly better is something as simple as putting a tiny battery operated light above the stern door and one above the bow doors at the front. So when I'm turning up on my bike after work, like last night I got in at 10:30, give or take, maybe a little bit later, so very dark. And again, something as simple as putting a 299 battery operated light just above the door, so instead of fumbling around with me keys and what have you, I can get in onto the back on the stern, get my keys out, I can see the lock, everything. And again, for the sake of £6, that's a light on the front and the back of the boat that, especially over the winter when it's going to be dark all the time when I'm coming to and from the boat, it's going to have a huge daily impact of making life just that little bit easier. And it's that sort of stuff that I think really helps. Then you have to be on the boat or living wherever you're living to settle in and realise from day to day, oh, flipping heck, right, it'd be better if I had a light out here. Oh, I'll just get a light and put it there. Oh, that's better. And it's those things that as you're living on a boat or whatever, you steadily pick up and realise, oh yeah, this is a good idea, I need to get that sorted. And it's something similar, and speaking of lighting again, you may not see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. In fact, why am I trying to describe this? I've got video footage of my new little lights along the walls. Let's cut to that now. So my friends, I'm going to try and set up a very simple lighting system here. So basically, I've got these strip lights here, come in these small sections about, I don't know, that long, but you can use these little wires to connect them, so you can have them spread out further apart, or you can connect them all into one long light. Obviously things like these wires means you can have them go round a corner or along a ceiling and down a wall or something like that. And if I just switch them on here, you can see very bright, very simple bright strip LEDs there. So this is a very quick look at them in the daytime so that you can see exactly how the layout is. Basically strip light, wire, so it spreads them down that wall there, and that goes down above the seating area. You can see here compared to how dark it looks with just the ceiling lights on there, although the camera does make it appear extraordinarily dark, but that just does highlight how much brighter these LEDs are. So I ran an extension cable underneath the counter here, and reattach the plug. So basically this is the layout now. Beneath the fridge we've got 4 outlets there coming from the inverter. Wire runs underneath the step and then up here onto the wall, where again I've got 4 outlets, one of which controls the lights, which are all solidly held in place now, and another one of those outlets is going to be used for another set of coloured strip lights that are going to go under the gunnel on that side. And I was so impressed with these lights that I actually bought another set to go over the kitchen as one single light strip. So that's obviously a tiny example. Now, other things, I suppose we'll switch to a bigger example, and that's the decorating and the paintwork overall. Now, when I bought Abel's Ark, it appeared to be painted white all throughout the interior. And you think, oh, that's nice and light and airy and all that sort of stuff. And then as soon as I started painting it Magnolia with me granddad, I'm not joking, as soon as the Magnolia went on, it showed up how bright that was in comparison to the actual off-white and sort of grey paint that was actually on there already. And as the bedroom was the first area that got finished, as the second and third coats went on in there, the boat, when you went to the bedroom, looked so much brighter and lighter compared to in here where it was that original white colour, as I'd assumed it was. And it's one of those things that you would look around and think on the pictures of it for sale or on my early videos before the painting had been done, like, oh, look at that, white, nice and light. But then, as soon as the Magnolia went on, it was suddenly much brighter than the white that I thought was here in the first place. And so it's something like that just tidying up the paintwork, it's all fresh, there's no marks, there's no fingerprints anywhere, and I've got it all as a slightly glossy finish, so it's a lot easier to wipe down and clean off. If you're in an enclosed area such as a boat where you haven't got much room to spread out, then as you're entering and leaving the boat, you'll be rubbing against it with your backpack and your clothes and stuff like that. So as I learnt on Narrowboat Tilly, a matte finish is going to get scuffs and marks on it very easily. So something a lot easier to wipe down is, well, that's just my personal preference again, making life easier. And as I say, it looks awfully fresh and awfully nice on here compared to what wasn't too bad, to be fair, initially. But again, just decorating took an absolute age to do though. You wouldn't believe, for a 30-foot indoor space, because you don't have just plain empty walls like you would in a house where you can just rattle down it with a paintbrush or a roller. You've got all these corners and angles. In the little alleyway there, you can barely wield your paintbrush, and of course every few feet you've got another window with a window frame to do, and again, a lot of fun and games. So that was all sorted relatively swiftly. Then there's other jobs that I've done on board, like simple things that I thought were going to be bigger jobs than they were. So as I said in previous videos, the inverter that was on here originally, I don't know what it happened, but I'll just say it blew up for argument's sake, for drama. I looked online, I was like, inverters, what exactly are they? Can I do this? Do I understand it? The answer ultimately was, yeah, it's pretty simple and straightforward. So me and my friend came out here after I'd bought an inverter and switched the batteries off under the engine bay, and then just dived in and got stuck into it, I suppose. And so since then, my plug sockets and that have come back to life, so I can charge all me gadgets and gizmos, me phone, me laptop, and me cameras and stuff like that. When I say cameras, a GoPro is all that I've got. But you get the general idea though, something like that. I thought it was going to be a bigger job than it was, but it was literally just change the wires over, plug it in and hope for the best. And the best luckily happened. And I'd say another thing, we'll cut to some exciting footage of this from the almost live fixing of the water pump, which had also stopped working after the first week or so that I'd been on board. Anyway, let's cut to that now. So we've got an absolutely beautiful day outside. I thought, this is surely the best time to start fiddling with the water pump. So, after the inverter replacement went quite well, I thought I'd have a crack at this on my own. I've disconnected the pipe from the water tank in the bow here. There's water coming through from there absolutely fine, but there's almost no suction coming down into the pump here. So obviously our problem is from here upwards. Now the water pump is simple enough, and I think I could replace that on its own. But what's really confusing me is this diaphragm thing here. And I'll have to go and have a nose online at what on earth this is all about. But this is like a weird metal pill shape. If you unscrew the top of that, it's got like a standard sort of Presta or whatever Schrader bike tyre valve here, and if I press that, you can hear just how much air pressure there is in there. So I'm not entirely certain exactly how or what this is all meant to do, and well, like I say, I'll investigate. But our problem is obviously on this side upwards. The pump, we were getting water through the taps originally when I moved on board, so obviously it was working until the last sort of week or so. So yeah, right, let's get stuck in. Yeah, it's all learning experiences. Hey, so I let all the pressure out of the diaphragm. There's definitely water pumping through, so if we run into here, you can now hear the back of the toilet system. All sorts is happening. Enough to make me think, right, because I've been using just the portable camping toilet there. Might be an idea to keep an eye on this and check that we're not going to have all sorts of water coming out here. It seems to have stopped, my friends. This is where the loose pipe just needs refitting, so I put that on. I'm a bit scared, friends. Wow, look, we've got the light on. You can see the chaos in here because obviously the water pump hasn't been functioning. I've had to keep bottled water here for washing and bits and pieces as and when. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness me. We're in business. Water pump's kicked in. Now you can see we've got, engine's only been on for about 20 minutes today, so I don't expect much hot water to come in. Oh, you can feel it's actually warmer than just the outright cold water though still. Right, let's see. Please, water pump, stop pumping. My friends, it seems that we may have inadvertently solved our problem. Everybody to the kitchen. Water pump's just kicked in then. Little cough and a splutter, letting some of the air bubbles that have probably formed out. There's not much power in that, but then again, it's a decent flow, to be fair. Got the mixer tap here again. Let's pull it back. This is my favourite feature here. Whoa, fancy stuff. There's actually probably the best part of the meter there. Really run halfway down, clear out the fire with this. Right, if all goes well now, my friends, we're building up pressure, we're building up pressure, we're building up pressure, and we're done. Let's go underneath here and have a look once again. No sign of any drips or drops anywhere. And if I unscrew the top of that, let's just see if there's any pressure or anything in there. So you completely empty it. Ah, see that? When that just got to a certain low level of pressure, the pump kicked in then, and assume, well, I don't know what they assume, that it switches off at a certain level. Right, I'll keep my eye on this, because what was happening that let me know that there was a problem with our pump originally was that you'd just be walking around like this now, no taps running, nothing going on, and then the pump would just randomly kick in every minute or so, and it'd just be just keeping the pressure up as if there was some sort of a problem somewhere, like a leak or something like that in the pipes. Oh man, well. Okay then, my friends, we have got beautiful piping hot water in the shower. This is absolutely fantastic. Shower curtain is not mine. I just want to make that clear. Oh man, there's soap in my eyes now. The sound of the motor that you may be hearing is the shower pump that's pumping the water that's coming out of the shower from underneath our feet, and obviously stopping the boat filling up that way. But as I cannot see anything, the light came on automatically as well from filming in the dark before. Right, let's get back to it. So then there's other things that I've been up to, such as removing the 2 gas hobs that were on here and replacing them with a proper full oven. Now, it's almost done, basically. I want the gas piping replaced, going from the gas bottles to the oven. So I want to get that done properly by someone who knows what they're doing, basically. And that's one of them things that is going to make a huge difference. Having an actual little oven with a grill and an oven, rather than just 2 hobs, which it's also got on top, is... well, obviously that makes a massive difference, because it opens up the options and opportunities for eating warm food massively over just 2 hobs. Although I do like my pasta and my noodles. It's a well-documented fact. But now we can throw pizza in there too. Anyway, something like that though. Again, a nice simple thing. I've got props here that I can show you. This was the countertop that had the gas hobs just in the top here, so obviously I've had to remove all of that. Tomorrow my granddad will be coming out and we'll be making a proper solid shelf base for the oven to then be fixed to, before then somebody else comes out and fits the actual gas pipes properly and safely. So that again is going to be a massive difference, that forevermore hopefully that oven will be staying on here for the next decade or so, and everything will be, well, pizzerific. Why do I say these things? Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot for this stuff. Look how red in the face I'm getting, sweating away here. So yeah, there's other things, like for example, just doing the carpet tiles in the bow so that you've got a soft surface, so it makes it more of a room. I've got the carpet tiles on board now to cut. I've got the template of the old carpet tiles that were on there and a few more tiles to go with it now, so that it makes more of the area a sort of, I don't know, as I say, just more of a room with a carpet floor. Again, got to be careful that I don't forget to close the cover over, and then I wake up one day and I've got a very soggy carpet in there. But again, from day-to-day life, and especially when I'm back out on the canal cruising around, and being able to just have that view out straight through the bedroom, through the cratch cover in the front, and having it just surrounded by canal and rural scenery, it's just going to make it that little bit nicer to be in there and just be, well, sweating like a pig in the flipping greenhouse effect, I suppose. So I think I'm going to wrap this up here, because otherwise I'm just going to melt into a puddle on the floor and somebody else will have to upload this video for me in my memory. Anyway, have an absolutely fantastic day. I suppose we better do all the usual plugs. Check out my short books for the Kindle about boat life on Narrowboat Tilly. Go to narrowboatbooks.com and that'll take you straight to my Amazon page. There's also this handy paperback book, which is a collection of several of my Kindle books in one handy volume that you can take with you in the physical world. Please do consider, or please do feel free to add me on Facebook and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. Loads of links to all the social media stuff in the description below, where you'll find, again, loads of pictures of boats, the canals and the great outdoors. Oh, good grief, I had a weird breath then. Basically, a lot of the sort of stuff you see in the videos, but as photos. Next up, well, that's it really. I'll wrap this video up and just simply say thank you so much for tuning in. Keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell. Whew, oh, it's so hot. It's unbelievable how hot it is. Oh my giddy aunt.